basically, what's going to happen is this stuff needs to soak probably for about 24 hours. And then we're going to put it into a mixture of vermiculite and some other minerals. That'll help for drainage. And what we're going to do is we're going to take part of that and do a cold strat in the cooler. And then we'll do the warm strat in the greenhouse. A few thousand. And it's not very much seed, but... One of you guys wants to take this over to the sink and put just some lukewarm water on it.
So this will just soak for 24 hours?
Yep, that's the theory.
Yep.
Alright, so we went through and soaked River Birch seed for 24 hours. Let some of those seeds start to imbibe water. What we're going to do now is take all of that, pour it into our little sacks here. And you always have to go through and dig them out. They're tiny, so you can see that's a single seed. So we obviously don't need as much since the seed is so small. When we do put these into tubes, we would probably do 5 seeds per cell. Everything that I read up on these guys like to be soaked in water for 24 hours at room temperature and then stored in a cooler at about 35 degrees for 2 months. So you always want to zip tie them. You always want to zip tie at the top of the bag so you have as much airspace in between all the seeds as possible. So when we put it in here with the vermiculite, I'm going to shake it out and try to keep it spread out as much as possible. So what I'm doing right here is when you are stratifying seeds, you always want to have drainage holes at the bottom because you want it to be moist, but you don't want it to be completely saturated.
Can I tell you guys about that?
Should be good. So the medium that we use for stratifying is vermiculite. Gotta get it wet first.
Nice.
So vermiculite absorbs water really fast, whereas if you wanted something that would release slower amounts of water and not have to water it as often, you'd want to use something like peat moss. You can even use some mulches. Hopefully that works. I'm going to stick the seed right into there. I'm going to add more vermiculite on top of it. So we're going to get all that really wet and then let it drain out. And once all this drains out, we're going to put it in the cooler for 2 months, but I'm going to check it every 2 weeks to see where it's at and if it's germinated. And when you're stratifying, if you're doing lots of it, make sure you always label your seed. A lot of these seeds look very familiar or very similar, and you don't want to mix them up.